Hi.
My name's Lou Weaver. I use he, him pronouns. Senator, thank you for allowing me to speak, all of you. I could stand here or sit here today and tell you what my life is like as a transgender man, but I think you've heard enough of that. I make a decision every morning when I get up on how I'm going to navigate my life. I don't need all of you to help me decide how to do this. And right now, what's breaking my heart and what's making it hard for me to sit here and talk to you is the stories of the parents that they have been telling you. I am the Transgender Programs Coordinator for Equality Texas. I travel across the state and get to meet these wonderful parents, get to meet these youth, and get to meet a lot of other transgender people as they're figuring out how to elevate their voices and live their lives. I make a decision every day on how to do this, and I have met so many parents that don't get the option of making that decision because that decision is being made for them. They are having to come out and advocate for their children to have the same equality as every other child in the same school. That is not something these parents want to do. These parents did not want to come up here and spend all day long fighting and talking to you and convincing all of you that their children matter. My heart breaks because each and every one of these parents are telling the stories of their fighting for their children. They are fighting to make sure their children stay alive. I know children from the age of 4 all the way up to the age of 62. And I hear these stories over and over again. And the stories that are being told today, I hope you take to heart. And I hope you remember that we are children of somebody, and I am a proud Texan. I wasn't born here. I got here as fast as I could, right? I've been trained to say that. And this is not the Texas that I want to be proud of. I want to be proud of a Texas that is open, loving, and kind to all of us that live here. I have the same strong Texas values as the rest of you. And for the next 10 seconds, I would like us to take a moment for the 7 transgender women of color that have lost their lives that legislation like this leads to. Thank you, Senator.
Thank you.
Senator, I have a question for Mr. Weaver.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Could you tell us what a transgender child looks like?
Well, you've seen... Libby's here. Libby's been here with us all day. Libby spoke this morning. We have Rose over here. Malia, do you have a picture of your daughter in your portfolio?
Well, that's fine.
We are all transgender people. There are so many you've seen today. We don't look like anything, Senator.
Well, the reason I asked the
everybody.
question is because I just think in terms of enforcement or for filing of these complaints, it would be difficult for someone.
Senator, I know I've known you for years. Some of you I've just gotten to meet. If I didn't sit down and tell you that I'm a transgender man, most of you wouldn't have known it. Testosterone has been very, very good to me. I have a deep voice, I have a beard on my face, and I have broad shoulders. I'm a very privileged man. Nobody cares about me, how I access public utilities. This could change my life. My documents line up, I fly all the time, I get to move through society. But that's not the same for some other people.
So do you think it's going to lead to profiling of children by gender?
It already has, ma'am.
It already has?
Yes, ma'am. I can tell you stories, and you're going to hear them. You've probably already heard them from some of these parents. I have a friend who has a 6-year-old girl in a Pearland ISD who, the Monday before Christmas break, this little girl in her kindergarten classroom, there's a gender-neutral bathroom. So she gets to access that bathroom while she's in class. If she's in the library, if she's in the computer room, or if she's in the cafeteria, she has to go to the nurse's room. While she was in the computer room on that Monday, she had to access she needed to use the restroom. The teacher took her to the nurse's room, and the nurse was nowhere to be found. That room was locked. That little girl stood there right next to the nurse's room and had a potty accident, Senator. I know kindergartners have potty accidents, but this little girl, there was a bathroom in her classroom. There was multiple bathrooms around the building, and nobody could figure out what to do to make sure this little girl did not embarrass herself, all because she's different. I went to lunch with this little girl's mom the following Thursday. This mom also has a 4-year-old little boy. I'm not the one who took him to the bathroom. The mom did. Why is that okay? For her to take the 4-year-old little boy into the women's room, but it wasn't okay, and nobody could figure out how to help this 6-year-old little girl.
Right. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you.